2 days ago, Lucasfilm announced that we are finally getting some tie-in material for The Mandalorian with 6 new books: The Art of the Mandalorian, an original novel, a visual guide, a junior novelization, and 2 books for younger readers. Along with all that, we will be getting comics from both Marvel and IDW, and even more as-of-yet unannounced books, including one from Disney Publishing, and they normally handle the young adult books, so that could be another novel on the way. But today, I want to talk about the 3 that are of the most interest to me: The Art of the Mandalorian, the original novel, and the Ultimate Visual Guide. Let's start with the Art of book, since they released the cover along with this announcement. It'll be written by Phil Szostak, who wrote the Art of books for The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, Solo: A Star Wars Story, and The Rise of Skywalker. He always does a great job. Those books offer so much more than a look at beautiful concept art. We've already seen quite a bit of it thanks to the show's credits anyway. Those books offer insightful looks into the production of each film from start to finish, and I would expect The Art of the Mandalorian to be no different. The Abrams Books website says it will be coming out on December 15th. The second season of The Mandalorian is said to premiere in October, so that'll likely be right at the tail end of the season's run or shortly after it ends. Next, let's talk about the visual guide, which will be written by Pablo Hidalgo, which is also standard at this point. He's written all the visual guides for the film since The Force Awakens, and they're always must-reads for lore junkies like myself. And The Mandalorian is very nebulous right now. We aren't sure exactly when it takes place in the timeline. We don't even know some characters' names, like Werner Herzog's client. But on the other hand, I have kind of enjoyed that mystery. It's Star Wars, so I assumed all this stuff would be revealed eventually, but I do hope Pablo keeps some things close to the chest. I expect he'll do a lot of fleshing out of some of the background characters and bounty hunters from the first and hopefully second seasons. Maybe he'll explore the differences between Tatooine and the quote off-world Jawas and flesh out the lore on some of the creatures like the Mudhorn. All that stuff is fine and exciting to me, but I do find some of the mysteries of The Mandalorian to be part of its charm, so I don't want to learn something big in a reference book, if that makes sense. I couldn't find a release date on this one, but I'm guessing it'll also be on December 15th. The reference books usually come out close to each other. Finally, let's talk about the novel coming from Adam Christopher. This will be his 4th Star Wars story, having previously written for Star Wars Adventures and From a Certain Point of View, and he has a story coming up in From a Certain Point of View Strikes Back. The Penguin Random House page for this book lists it with the title Sparrow, which I have to assume is a code name. I was talking with Molly and I said I didn't know why, but it makes me think of the Mandalorian armorer from the show, and she reminded me that the character is played by Emily Swallow, and we laughed about the bird connection there. But that's my guess for now, based on absolutely nothing but a gut feeling. She feels like a character worth exploring, and seems like she would have a storied past. But she's also not front and center on the show. I figured Din, Cara, and Grief stories will all be revealed in the show itself, but there are plenty of options here: IG-11, Kuiil, Moff Gideon, or maybe a brand new character. I have no idea, but I'm glad we're seeing The Mandalorian get the film treatment it deserves with new stories like this one. And as a reminder, we haven't even seen all of the announcements yet. More is coming in the form of comics, maybe a young adult book, and more. Maybe we'll see new reference books every 2 years as the show continues on, and novels and comics can be released more frequently depending on the subject matter. Let me know what you hope to see from these new announcements in the comments. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.